All right, welcome to the I Just Arted podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Jacob.
And if you are here just for the art and you don't care about the comedy, I'm going to put 2 timestamps in the description below. The first one being me describing what we're doing. The second one showing the fast-forward results of what we came up with. Today is special. We're going to be sculpting, which we usually don't sculpt here. I've done one sculpting video.
It's been about 20 plus years since I've sculpted.
That is the ideal time to start sculpting again. Ideal. I don't
2
know
decades. It's finally marinated enough.
That's it.
Ready to resurface.
Today, we got to do an intro first. Intro! We don't have to wait the entire duration of the intro, but it's kind of fun too, because then I can just leave all that silence in. Because awkwardness, I think, is the best kind of comedy. So, today, we are sculpting Tiki Masks. Only 20,000 years from now. So basically what we think the future of Tiki Masks is going to be, which they're mostly useless right now.
Yeah, it's kind of been a while since people have done Tiki Masks with any sort of conviction.
But we're going to do them, and that's going to bring them back. I think this is going to be what sparks the resurfacing. Soldiers are going to wear Tiki Masks again because of this video.
Quite likely.
So this is plastilina clay. Doesn't dry out ever. I think I've had this particular set of plastilina for almost 5 years. It still works just fine. If you're working with plastilina while you're watching this video, which isn't likely,
I have to get my thigh master muscles involved to work it.
It's best to take a little bit of it, just knead it until you get what you want. Just like Jacob's doing, just a little bit of it.
I need to knead it.
That's the best joke that we've ever had here on this show.
There we go. I did provide Mr. John Black with some legal addictive stimulants.
Yes.
We're going to see if we can get him buzzed here on camera. Sponsored today by Winco Cheap Ones.
Yeah, Winco Cheap energy drink. Tell them your idea for an energy drink. I think it's genius.
Okay, so it's legal addictive stimulants, LAS, and I'm thinking Las Drinko. Something like that. We'll see. I'll see if I can get people to invest in it. Maybe I'll go on Shark Tank and say, this is my idea.
I think Shark Tank would.
And they're gonna say, what have you developed already? Just the name, Las Drinko. Las Beverage.
And they'll absolutely go for it.
They're gonna be like,
I'd go for it.
It's like, I'm gonna write a check here. How many zeros at the end?
You would get millions off of that.
Louise. Because so far I've made less than dozens of dollars.
That's an unfathomable amount.
I'll plug myself. If you guys type in the Dignitaries into an iTunes music search or Google Play Music, you're going to see my band, and I joke with people, I've made literally dozens of dollars off of these CDs.
That's what I tell people about this channel here, is that I have over 50 subscribers right now. If you put all of my subscribers into a medium-sized room, that room would feel full. Have you even seen 50 people in your entire life? Probably.
Think about it like this. People just keep you in their pocket.
That's it.
They're like, notification. Oh, I hope it's I Just Started.
I'm happy to make your pocket buzz.
It's doing it now. It's actually, I can feel that it's moving with more elasticity.
Yeah. That's almost as many subscribers as we have.
Mm-hmm. The little bit that I engage in politics on Facebook, when somebody acts insulting, I'll just pull out my fun comments like, I'll try to avoid the 4 and 5 syllable words.
I think that's the first shameless plug we've done of your channel.
Yes,
your stuff so far.
I'll shamelessly plug it.
Dang. I feel like we should have done more of those by now.
Huh? Yeah. I guess I've progressively become more shameful in my association with you.
I guess. I guess so.
Look at this. My Thigh Master technique is now getting easier. It's moving better. See, I'm trying to make sure that I keep a good angle so you aren't seeing up there. Next time I better wear pants. All of a sudden,
never know.
You know what'd be funny? Just put one of those blurred sensor blocks, even though it's not needed.
I'm going to do that. That's probably going to end up on the channel, on this video, the rest of the video. I can hear my son running around upstairs. Just imagine a 3-year-old in a diaper, and that's what you're hearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Running around, picking on his sister, knocking stuff over.
The joyous day when they defecate in an actual receptacle that they don't wear around their waist.
Right. We're getting there. He knows where to sit.
My little guy, we would get so excited for him and pretty much throw a party when he would poop. And so pretty much every day he wanted to tell me about how he was pooping in the toilet. I'm like, hey, buddy, at this point, we've already celebrated enough. Now we just expect it of you.
You're 18 years old. This needs to stop.
Okay, so here's one for you. I am number 2 out of 5 kids, and all of us were pretty close in age. So when my youngest brother, Travis, who's about 7 years younger, no, he's about 6 years younger than me, when he was getting potty trained, so I must have been about 9, he must have been about 3. My mom wanted to outsource potty training duties to the older brothers. And she would say, I'll give you $1 if you take him to go pee, and I'll give you $2 if he does number 2. And so, more than once when I needed money, I would leave my dookie in the toilet and say, Travis, stay right here. Hey, Mom! And she'd be so proud of Travis and hand me the money.
That is probably the best scheme I've ever heard of.
It's like, 5 times today, huh?
That's criminal mastermind level stuff. It's like, oh man, I'm going to eat a ton of fiber today. And then I'm going to walk home rich.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to try this.
Dude, be careful. Use it wisely.
Holy crap, that's good.
Isn't that good? It's like the 0 carb sort of stuff, but it doesn't taste so chemically.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the energy drinks I've tried,
It's either battery acid or chemicals.
There's one kind of Monster that I like, and I cannot remember what it's called.
The Cookie Monster.
That's it.
They need to do some sort of partnership with one another. Monster Energy Drink and Cookie Monster.
I think so.
Market it to the kids.
Because how many children need more energy nowadays? All of them is the answer.
All of them. All of them. It's like, hi kids, here's a Red Bull and a harmonica. Now go home.
I just reached for my phone and realized it's right here.
Do you ever hear ghost notifications like, I thought I heard it, and it's not?
Yep. Or
Each time that happens,
like your phone
it's
buzzes.
dead ex-girlfriends.
That's it.
It's a, hey, you up?
Not murderer ex-girlfriends, dead
No,
ex-girlfriends.
jeez Louise. Oh, she won't stop calling me. It's like, will you accept the charges? No!
That was probably people's favorite part of that last podcast.
There was a big shindig at work where it was, I know, a couple hundred of us, and they divided us. We were sitting at different tables because they had fed us. They said, all right, there's a contest going on. You're going to win a drone.
Ooh.
Now, each table, you guys talk amongst yourself, decide who's got the most interesting story. Who's got the most interesting story? We'll go around, and whichever person has the most interesting, we'll go to each table, and you share the best story from your table, and the winner will win this drone. And they started at our table. We even said, we think you should start at other tables. No, we'll start here.
Probably give other people a chance.
So it's like, I dated someone who brutally murdered their ex-girlfriend. Brutally murdered their ex-boyfriend. And they were like, yeah, should we just give them the drone now? Because they went, and I felt bad because every other table that they went to, it's like, I won a baton twirling contest. It's like,
not quite there.
Great, mercy clap.
Mercy clap.
Bring me the drone. Spy on my neighbors.
So have you gotten good footage of your neighbors' backyards?
No, it was a piece of junk drone.
Oh.
It was able to hold enough battery charge to work for about 30 minutes. And after that, it simply couldn't get enough juice to take off and stay in the air after that.
That
so
sucks.
It was enough to get my little boy excited, and he forgot he's got a short attention span anyway.
Yeah. What a disappointing end to that story.
Yeah.
Not half as good as the story that won that drone.
Yeah. All right, here's the story I want from you.
Okay.
First fist fight.
First fist fight was actually with a buddy of mine. He,
How old?
I think we were sophomores in high school.
Okay.
I probably had fist fights before that, but they weren't worth, like, calling a fist fight, you know? Because, you know, if you have a couple of 8th graders fist fighting, that's not a fist fight. But we were sophomores in high school, and all freshman year, me and him just hated each other. Did not like
you still call him a buddy?
Well, halfway through sophomore year, still didn't like each other. And then one day, I don't remember what we ended up arguing about, but it became a big argument. Ended up just shoving each other around in the parking lot. A couple of punches were thrown. We both got suspended from school. I got this scar on my wrist right here.
Oh.
Like, it was a decent fight. And, yeah. After that, we were best friends.
There we go. You know what? There's a level. I feel bad calling you this. There's a level of intimacy that happens in a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you'll see it all the time with the mixed martial artists or oftentimes boxers. They'll have a war in the ring, and the moment that the final bell happens or the final buzzer happens, all of a sudden they like each other a lot.
Yeah. You know, if I don't get buffer music, I think it'll just be a recording of me just going ba 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 da 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 da.
You can send me an audio of it, and I can loop it and put it on top of a drum beat so it actually sounds like something.
Yeah. And there it is.
There it is.
That's our buffer music.
Just a little bit.
Someone, there was like a can of soda or a can of something. I can't remember what it was, but it said made with real ingredients.
There we go.
And I could not figure
because
out,
chemicals are real.
I couldn't figure out what a fake ingredient was. Like if they're just listing ingredients on there that don't really exist, maybe? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just punch people. I like it.
I was a trainer for my work, and I was living in Salt Lake City at the time, a Rose Park area. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the hood happening there. So if y'all want to get into this story, you're simply going to type in Salt Lake City, Rose Park area. There's a Rancho Market that was close to there. In any event, I was gone all week to train over in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Come back to Salt Lake City, the sweet, loving streets of Salt Lake City. And being such a wonderful husband, that very next morning, which was a Saturday, I say, wifey, I'm taking your car to the Jiffy Lube, going to get you an oil change. And I show up there, they say, it's going to be about 45 minutes. There's a couple of cars in front of you. No problem. I'm going to walk on over here to the Rancho Market and get me a soda. As soon as I start to cross the street, there's a dude, white dude, about as tall as you, but he's thicker. And he's trying to start a fight with a Mexican guy who's just walking with his girlfriend.
Huh.
And he says something effing this or whatever at him, and he's like, and the Mexican guy is like, get away! What'd you say to me? And that's all it took to set him off, and you see him come charging at him. I even pulled out my camera, and I got a video of the guy charging at him. The Mexican guy, who was about my size, was much smaller than this guy. I didn't say anything, and it almost turns into a fight. And the guy even blew a kiss at the camera at me because he saw me recording. super tough dude. not even 2 minutes later, because I'm walking behind this guy trying to keep my distance because he's going towards the Rancho Market where I'm going to get my soda. Mm-hmm. Not even 2 minutes later, he's about to have a fight with 2 other people. And at first it almost looked like he was buddies with them. I kind of see at a little bit of a distance. It almost sounded like friendly greeting.
Banter.
Well, F you! Blah, blah, blah. And you see him in his face, and he's trying to start a fight with 2 people at the same time. So he's abnormally aggressive. And I realize, okay, he's probably on something. He's on some sort of drugs because this is an abnormal level of aggression.
Yeah.
And it does not seem drunk because his words aren't slurred. He's just aggressive right now. And he starts to come towards me because I'm now the next closest possible target, and I'm almost about to go into the Rancho Market. It's there in the parking lot up there. Say, well, hey, and it's say, hey, I'm not going to get into it with you. Well, what do you want? It's like, I want you to have a good one. Wherever you're going, I want you to make it there safely, and you have a great one. Trying to be equal parts friendly and assertive.
Just aggressive.
I'm just like, I'm not going to get into it with you. And I go inside and I get me a soda from the Rancho Market. And not even 5 minutes later, I'm out, and he's out there waiting for me. And I'm just like, I hate calling the cops. Nothing against cops, but I realize, man, this could potentially turn into me getting in trouble if I get in a fight with this guy. So he sees me pull out my cell phone, and he knows I'm calling, and he starts being loud and belligerent. You're going to have to call the cops. Rah, rah, rah. And he goes marching over to the light rail station, the track station there on there in North Temple. And I found out why later is because it turns into the UTA, which is the transit police, get dispatched instead of the other ones, and that usually takes longer for them to respond. So in any event, now that he's on there and I'm talking to dispatch, giving a description what's happening, he is on the platform being belligerent. I just vulgar and belligerent. He's grabbing his crotch, making every sort of gesture that he can.
Best kind of gestures.
And you see everybody else is just like nice people there on the track's platform, made completely uncomfortable by this guy.
I'll bet.
And finally, when dispatch says to me, all right, we've got an officer en route. And as soon as he sees me put my phone in my pocket, that's when he steps off of the platform and crosses the tracks and is crossing the 2 lanes of traffic coming straight towards me. And I bark at him full on military style, you back up! I'm warning you, you back up! And I make sure that it's loud enough so everybody can hear, so it's unmistakable. I'm telling this guy to stay away.
Yeah.
And he comes at me with his arms open. Almost like, what are you gonna do? And he's significantly bigger than me. Well, I'm gonna do this. And so with his arms open like this as he's marching towards me, because I saw the way that he had pushing matches with the other guys.
With the other people.
It's like, I'm not gonna wait for you to push me. And the fact that I screamed at him twice, unmistakably, you stay back, as soon as he stepped up on the sidewalk, BAM! And I see, I've trained for years. And so when I bring my fist back, I plant my feet again, and I got number 2. So it probably like, bam, bam! I got 2 of them about that close together. And I remember, as I'm remembering my mind, I was jostled by the impact, because that first one, I know that I nailed him hard. And I remember my eyes open going for number 2. His sunglasses were now off. In other words, I hit him hard enough that they flew off. Number 2 must have been the one. And I tried to get a third one as he was starting to go down. But it didn't connect well. But I see this guy, arms to the side, face first, slam into the sidewalk. And the first thing that I think to myself is, I just killed him. That's like the first worry. And then within 2 seconds, I hear him start to snore. I'm like, okay, he's not dead. The cool black kids that were on the platform are like, Aah! And I see them pulling out their cell phones. I'm like, oh, y'all should have been quicker. And so now he's bleeding on the sidewalk. He's snoring face down on the cement. And less than 2 minutes, and somebody's like, is he all right? It's like, no, call the paramedics. Call him now. And I'm getting into like, take command mode.
Yeah.
And less than 2 minutes later, I see the officer driving down this side here. The lady officer steps on out. I'm the one that called you. He came at me. I hit him. All right, take a seat over there. And she's the only. She's administering to him, holding his beanie against his bleeding skull as she turns him over. And it takes 5 solid minutes before he regains any consciousness.
That's awesome.
And like I've never been in a street fight like that before. Okay, so she's saying to him, "Do you know your name? Are you hearing me? Can you tell me who you are?" And the first thing that he gets out is like full-on zombie coming to life. That's what he gets out. And within about 2 minutes of that, he starts to act like he was before. Probably about 3 minutes now, he's like, "You can't do anything to me. I'll effing have your badge." And other officers were there at that point, and they were bugged as can be. They're like, "Get him out of here. Cuff him. Get him out of here."
Yep.
And so they arrested him. They charged him with assault and trespassing, and I was the victim.
Nice.
I said, but I did sprain my wrist.
I mean, you should never fight somebody with a beard like that. Period. Unless they've got a man bun as well.
Yeah. Then
I think you're okay.
I've got some ideas. This is gonna be symbolic.
You have a pretty good idea of where you're going with it.
I think I know where I'm gonna be going with this.
Look at that. That is a butt from my last sculpture, which was an crochet. And that is the back end of a pelvis.
Nice. Nice.
Look at that. That ass.
And when he was still just an infant, one of my first time changing his diaper, because his mom was taking on diaper duties. So she was so nice about that. First time I changed his diaper, I had this all planned. I said, "Oh no." What? She's so worried about her little boy. It's like, "It's broken." It's like, "It's broken." It's like right down the middle. At least it's symmetrical, but yeah, it's split.
So, I'm working at a daycare. And at this daycare, they had a big old monitor, big old TV screen out in the lobby. And that TV screen would cycle between different rooms in the daycare. And that way the parents could come to the lobby, see their kid, and they could click on different monitors so they could look at a specific room for a little while. Watch their kid, make sure everything's okay. I was sitting out there, it was closing time, and I'm just watching it cycle through all the empty rooms in there, and then it cycles to the lobby. And I'm looking, and I'm like, wow, there's a bald guy standing there in the lobby. That dude's just got a huge bald spot. And me, being a taller person, most people don't see the top of my head.
Yeah.
And on top of that, most of my life, I've had super thick hair. I actually, one of those shavers, I broke one of those with just my hair.
Just the thickness.
That
was the shaver actually recognizing it is a sin for me to take this away.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so, my whole life, I've always just been used to the idea of having this massive, thick mane of hair. And then this instance happens where I see this bald guy standing in the lobby. And then I was like, well, who's standing behind me? And I turn around, and no one's standing behind me. And that's when I first realized that
it's gone.
My hair has quit on me.
It's gone.
And so since my hair quit on me, I went home and I shaved it all off.
Okay. She's like, I didn't need you anyway.
And that is why I'm bald.
That's
you can't just admit to having a comb over. That's
just
like admitting to having a toupee.
You know of a gentleman that goes to church with us who has a wonderful rug.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's got to be, and he's at the age where it's a gray rug.
Yeah.
and but it's not as light a shade of gray as the real stuff that pokes out underneath.
So it doesn't quite work out. I love the discolored toupees. The ones like that, only to an extreme. People who used to have really dark hair, and now their hair's getting lighter, but their toupee isn't.
There was some youngin' in his 20s who let his hair grow out long, and then he ended up shaving the middle, leaving an awesome comb over, and his picture totally wears his white shirt buttoned to the top, pocket protector and everything, and he looks like a middle-aged accountant nerd with a comb over in his driver's license picture, and yet he let his hair grow back to regular now. Completely different.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's an excellent idea. I've got a few weeks off from work coming up soon, and I really wanted to just let my hair grow out during that time, just to go back to work and have people see me with hair and not recognize me for a minute.
Wait a second.
It's like, who are you?
Last time I shaved my beard, it freaked people out.
Oh, I'm sure. But you know, gotta make money somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why we're on YouTube, which is where all the money's at.
They got paychecks there?
Yeah.
I'm kind of into those.
So, what he's uploading right now, we just went out on a walk and recorded a little snippet, probably about 15-20 minutes long, for his channel called The Dignitary. I'll put a link in the description below. Go check that out. We talk about some political stuff, which is not what we talk about on here.
No, but I sneak it in when I can.
Yeah.
Hey.
So what got you started on that channel?
The Dignitary?
I'm doing your
I knew that I had
podcast.
I knew that I had wanted to do a podcast about politics for some time. It was in the early 2000s. I came back from being a missionary, and I saw what looked to me like the world falling apart, and I wanted to try to understand it. So the more that I understood it, I was like, holy crap, it can't really be like this. And so I'm somebody who naturally tries to understand as much as I can. I'm even to the point that some would consider obsession. And I realized, okay, I want to talk about this stuff, and I want to get other people to understand what I understand. And so I figured, let me do a podcast. I know other people are doing it, and I sucked at it. But at a certain point, if you keep doing it, you learn how to get your flow going on, to where it's not just, what I do is not meant to just be, let me rant and be entertaining, which I did a little bit of with you.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be, hey, there's topics that I think people need to know about. And this is the best way that I know of to get people to know about them. And hopefully it becomes meaningful. So I've been doing it for over 3 years now. Over 3 years I've been publishing content to The Dignitary.
That's definitely a long time to have an obsession.
Yeah. And it took me the first 5 tries to record something, and I would have something recorded sometimes as little as 5 minutes of me trying to get info out, and sometimes as much as 30 minutes or more, and I'm just like, this all sucks. This really sucks. And then I got better at it. I feel like I'm better at getting information out verbally in a way that other people can consume and hopefully find meaning in it.
The way this channel started is I thought farts were funny.
And they are.
It's funny.
That milestone when our children find humor in farts, that's a proud day as a parent.
Oh, absolutely. That will be my proudest day as a parent. Is when my kids hear a fart joke on my channel and they laugh.
Oh boy,
Or even just the noise. Just a big old... Sounded like a juicy one.
Here, let me give you a catalyst that may help bring that about. On YouTube, just type in these 3 words: hippo fart explosion.
Yeah.
And you'll see this hippo at the zoo stepping out and having exactly that, a hippo fart explosion.
That's going to happen.
And hippos, what they do when they mark their territory, it'll be a whole bunch of flatulence mixed with excrement, while they fling their tail back and forth to spread it out all over, as a part of saying, I'm here, I'm loud, and I'm proud. My feces marks my territory. I think that's how hippos talk. I know I don't tune into a whole lot of hippo podcasts, but that's what you'll see. So my little 2-year-old, she sees that, and I just say, "Oh, yucky poo!" She's like, "This is so interesting." And now her favorite phrase is "yucky poo, yucky poo."
Yucky poo.
It's just like, and she'll, when we got to change her diaper, I'll say, "Layla, do you have yucky poo?" And she'll kind of shake her head and say, "Yucky poo,
Yucky poo.
yucky poo." It's like, you got it. Oh, you little mini hippo. Yeah,
I like that.
because that's how to train your children the humor of it. Show them hippo fart explosions.
Boom.
I got more and more ideas, and I don't know how much I can get accomplished. Like, I don't sculpt, but this is fun, like bringing something into reality.
Just playing around. I mean, that's really all this is about. That's what all art should be about, is just playing around.
Well, at a certain level, it should be enjoyable playing around, but there's a point at which people can bring into existence the greatness that they're after.
Oh, yeah. And all it takes is practice. And that one is a serious thing. Like, if you practice at art, you will get good. That's it. Even if you suck at art right now, if all you can draw is a stick figure, then you draw the hell out of stick figures until you rock at it.
I was watching this documentary on child piano prodigies, where you'll see like these 6-year-olds who are playing the classical masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
And at the first look into this, it's a matter of like, this is some sort of freak of nature. But when you actually break down the amount of hours that these kids have with their butts in front of that keyboard,
oh yeah,
it stops becoming a mystery pretty quick.
Because yeah, you see some of the drawings that people do that are photorealistic.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, all that is practice and time. If you have practice and time, you can draw anything. Absolutely anything.
Story time!
Yes!
Okay, so I'm at a small redneck town for high school called Molalla, Oregon. There's like 600 kids total. I don't even know if it was that many, but not a big school.
If you're from Molalla, Oregon, comment.
Let me know if you're from Molalla. Okay, so was I a freshman? Or was I think I was a freshman. And there was a girl that I'd never seen before. Blonde hair. I think she had it pulled back in a ponytail, wearing kind of grunge clothing, a la Nirvana-esque sort of stuff. I remember just seeing her, glancing at her. She didn't draw much attention. Then later that day, I heard a violent chick fight about to ensue. I heard, "What were you going after?" Some sort of like that. So I heard something loud, and it's getting my attention. And so, of course, a crowd gathers around, and you see this big fat bully girl who I had seen before, and the girl that I hadn't seen before, dressed like a grunge chick. "I'm sorry, I'm new here." And he's like, "Well, watch where you're going." And the big fat chick takes a swing at her, and you saw this smaller girl, this smaller grunge girl, dodges right under the punch, hits the fat bully chick right in the gut, but doesn't follow up with any more punches. And then gets hit like 4 or 5 times before teachers break it out. Ah! Big, loud and dramatic. Okay, so there's got to be a few dozen people who witnessed this fight taking place, because it's a matter of like, wow, that was pretty high level of drama.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember seeing the grunge chick a few more times over the course of the next couple of months. And one day, grunge chick shows up in a police uniform with another officer, going from classroom to classroom saying, "We need so-and-so and so-and-so, they're being arrested." And so there was a total of like 20 kids that were arrested, and like 5 adults or 12 adults, something like that, altogether, that ended up being arrested. She was an undercover officer tasked with going to the school, find out who's selling drugs, and if she bought from them twice, they went on the list.
Nice.
And yeah. So and then it made perfect sense how she dodged right under the punch.
I knew
They like went right under that, bam, gut shot, but didn't follow up with anything, because she would have messed up that bully girl.
Oh yeah, she would have screwed her up.
Yeah. Let me give my Tiki Mask rundown.
Okay.
20,000 years in the future, they're looking back, trying to analyze our day and find out what was it that masked society and kept everybody. And they look back and they see the mask. The partially smiling, partially frowning face out of one side of the mouth. The mainstream media says, "Everything's scary, so spend your money and you'll be happy." And they see, what do they use to observe everybody? Well, the chains that they use to lock everybody in, their eyes over our mobile devices and over our computer, even the kind of internet searches. That's the way that we view you. And that third eye that sees everything, boom, right in the middle. And it happens. And yet the mask seems to engulf all of the entire globe. And puppies and unicorns and rainbows.
Because
boom!
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's probably the best thing I've seen all day.
And it's early in the day. You're gonna see more. There we go.
So mine is a classic Tiki Mask style, but just designing. Did Tiki Masks today, here on I Just Arted, the podcast.
He had no clue I was going to get conspiratorial.
Right?
I like hitting him with that. Hit him with that.
Just randomly.
See, that beverage is filled with red pills. And
Yep.
then I gave him the conspiratorial imagery.
That's it. He's going to turn me into something.
We'll get it. I mean, there's quite a void to fill with Alex Jones gone.
That's true. So, like I said, description below, timestamps. First one explaining what we're doing. The second one will take you to this point right here where I'm going to do a fast forward of each of our sculptures. And that's it. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more BS that we do here. More beard, more bald, more everything. And if you have any ideas for stuff we want to draw, you want to see us draw, paint, sculpt, whatever, then put them in the comments below. I love getting more ideas. I love hearing from you guys. It's awesome. Bigger rush than I thought I'd get.
Yeah.
You know, every time I get a new subscriber, I'm like, yes!
Boom!
Boom!
He needs it. It's a medical necessity. Hit that subscribe button for his health.
Yeah. If you want to see me live, if you don't want to kill puppies.
One like equals
I'm not
one
saying
prayer.
that I'm killing puppies if you don't like my videos, but if you don't want puppies to
All
die.
I'm saying is maybe it just ran away.
Okay, I just started.
So did I.